Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Timo. So, with everybody being stuck at home because of quarantine, it has become increasingly more important to start working out from home. And for the people who want to keep track of what they're doing, a fitness tracker is a great option. And for almost the past 2 years, I've been using Huawei products to keep track of my workouts, and over the past couple of weeks, I've been using the Huawei Band 4, which at $29 is one of their entry-level wearables. As somebody who has used the Band 2 Pro before, the first thing that you notice when you take it out of the box and start using it is just how similar it is to the older generations. You get the same sort of design language with the silicone rubber band and the thicker rectangle part that is your screen and all the components. Now I personally think that for a fitness tracker it looks pretty decent. Of course it doesn't compare to the looks of like a nice mechanical watch or even other smartwatches like the Apple Watch or others, but you gotta remember that those are like 10 to 15 times the price, and for $30, design is really an afterthought. But I do have some concerns about long-term durability because the previous one that I've had has started to fall apart a bit because after about a year or so the band started to rip more and more until I was left with a band that could barely fit around my wrist, which is not really the biggest. I don't know why that is, but this shouldn't happen regardless, and I really hope this one's different. But if not, at least you can easily change the bands. As for the screen, you get a 0.96 inch 80 by 160 LCD touchscreen. Now, at first this doesn't really sound like a lot, because it isn't. But once you take into consideration that you don't really look at it from very close, you start to realize that you don't necessarily need a bigger or higher resolution display. However, it's not the brightest, so you will have some trouble seeing it sometimes in daylight, even when it's set to the highest possible brightness. You can also customize your watch faces, and there are all sorts of styles from minimal over colorful to, I don't even know how to describe it, maybe gamerish would fit the best, I don't know. And once you've got it set up the way you want to, you can swipe through the menu, because unlike previous devices, this really has gesture control and a touch control button which acts as your home button. Now I'm not going to give a walkthrough of the whole menu, but the most convenient features are a tap in the middle of the watch face to see your battery percentage, if you've got messages, and a quick glance at your weather, and a swipe to the right to see your notifications. And then when swiping up or down, you can go to your step count, your notifications, a more detailed weather report, your music control, which is very cool and helpful, and your settings, for example. And I actually just found out that in the settings you can not only set a timer or turn your brightness up or down, but you can also find your phone, similar to the tile that I showed you in this video. And the sound it starts playing is just comedy gold in my opinion. I mean, they could have gone with any sound, but they chose this.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. Also very important to me was a good battery life. And coming from the Band 2 Pro, this was kind of a step down actually, because I have to charge this every 5 to 7 days, and that's not terrible at all, but also not perfect, and I would have liked to see a little bit more. However, I would take the smaller battery in this any day, because with the previous one you had to charge it with a proprietary charger they clipped onto the back of the band, and that was just annoying because last year when I got back from vacation I was stuck with an empty battery because I couldn't find the charger anymore. And with this that doesn't happen because it charges directly over USB. All you have to do is just press this little physical button on the back, and then it just snaps open and reveals your USB plug, which you can plug directly into any USB power outlet or a battery bank or anything. And that's a great thing for convenience, but I'm a little concerned about possible water damage because although they claim that this is waterproof of up to 50 meters, you cannot track your swimming anymore, which you could on the previous models. This is a bit contradictory because they say you can use it underwater, but at the same time they don't really want you to. And I'm not a person who goes swimming that often, but if I was, this would annoy me a lot. The only thing I can say about that is that I've worn it while I took a shower and while I was out in the rain, and there hasn't been a single sign of water damage yet. But what would a good fitness tracker be without an app? Let's have a look. The app is called Huawei Health, and the core purpose is to give you a greater insight in your fitness data so you can check out your logs of every time you went for a run, a walk, did a free workout, or for some reason went rowing. And you can have it measure your heart rate permanently, just when you work out, or manually when you feel like it. And I can see this being very useful for older people or people who have some issues with their heart, because you can set a heart rate limit and a heart rate warning so that it alarms you every time your pulse gets too high. And a big reason why I wanted to get a fitness tracker in the first place is the ability to track my sleep. And going into it, I didn't really expect a lot, but This turned out to be very cool, because it doesn't only check how long you sleep, but also at what state of sleep you're in and for how long. So you can see that in the night from January 19th to January 20th, I've had an hour of light sleep from 2:13 am to 3:13 am. And not only that, because you can also get some more detailed information about that and some tips on how to further improve your sleep quality. And when I first saw this, I tried those tips out and I felt like from that point on I've slept a little bit better. And I actually also have the Huawei Smart Scale, which is able to calculate your BMI based on your height, and it can measure your body fat rate, your muscle mass, body water, and somehow also your basal metabolic rate. So it can tell you how many calories you burn in a day without actually doing anything. Now, I don't know how accurate this is, and you probably shouldn't take it too seriously because it is nowhere near professional or medical equipment that's been used to measure this sort of stuff, but I think it's pretty sweet to have a rough estimate. But if you don't want to buy the smart scale, you can either keep track of your weight manually, or you can get a smart scale from Honor or Peacock, I think the company is called. It's cool to see that also a few third-party devices are compatible with the app, because you can also get a few heart rate monitors from other companies and connect them to the app. And this band can now also measure your blood oxygen level. Now, it even says that external factors like arm hair, tattoos, or bad posture may lead to incorrect measuring, so again, not the most accurate thing in the world. But if you do get a result, it says that everything above 90% is great, and if you've got anything below 90%, you might want to seek medical attention. So in conclusion, this is a fitness tracker with capabilities that I didn't expect to see for the price, and I think for $30 it is a great investment for when you get started working out, because it can be a kick of extra motivation that you sometimes need to get up and actually do something. So if you're looking for something in this price segment, this is a great option. But if you want to get something that's a little better looking or has even more capabilities, then you might have to look at some more expensive alternatives, like for example the Apple Watch, of course. But there are also other companies that sell wearables, so for example Samsung, Huawei, Fossil. You're gonna find something that you like. But that's been it from my thoughts on the Huawei Band 4. Do you also track your workouts? And if so, then what device are you using? Are you Team Apple Watch, or are you more of a fitness tracker person? Also, please let me know if you've liked the video or not, and if you didn't, then please tell me why so I can improve, because I'm still learning. And feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. And maybe I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.